Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Abella and I am a tax professional in the greater Seattle area. Today, we are going to run through the kid-related provisions of the Big Beautiful Bill. If you missed them, there was a video on the personal provisions and one on the business provisions. Please note that this is a summary and is not intended to replace personalized tax advice. There are also many provisions that require a Social Security number. So if you or your spouse or your child do not have a Social Security number, these provisions may not apply to you. So just be aware of that. So first up, child tax credit, which has been $2,000 per child in recent years, is increasing to $2,200 starting with 2025. So whatever tax planning you have done so far for this year, you can expect a little bump to your refund from that. This credit will be indexed for inflation in $100 increments going forward. If your child has a disability, consider looking into ABLE accounts, ABLE. They were made available permanently, at least as permanent as anything in tax law. With this bill, funds can be rolled from 529 education accounts into ABLE accounts, which can be helpful. The next provision to chat about, I don't want to get into too much, but the new Trump accounts. As an overview, these are new accounts, kind of like IRA retirement accounts. They're for kids under 18. Contributions can't happen for 12 months after the bill was signed. So we've got 12 months for financial institutions to figure out how to make this work and for more guidance to come out. No funds can be distributed from the accounts before the child turns 18. The available investments are limited, but they're basically mutual funds, ETFs, sounded basically like index funds. There's no deduction for contributing to the account, and there are limits, of course, on contributions, $5,000 per year. There is a pilot program where eligible children, which is defined as U.S. citizens born between 2025 and 2028, can be elected in to receive a $1,000 deposit from the U.S. government into the account. So if you are a parent of a new child over this next 4 years, make sure to elect into that. It's in your child's best interest to do that. All right, next provision. If you use a dependent care flexible spending account through your employer, starting in 2026, so not yet, but 2026, the limit will go up from $5,000 a year to $7,500. So that will be a nice improvement. Childcare is incredibly expensive. There are some changes to the thresholds for the child care credit percentages. So if you're not doing the flexible spending at work and you take the dependent care credit on your tax return instead, the credit may increase a bit for many taxpayers, again, starting in 2026. The credit is still based on a maximum of $3,000 in care expenses, though. For one child, $6,000 if you have more than one child, very small limits. So definitely that flexible spending account at work is still really helpful, more so than a $3,000 credit based on $3,000. There are some enhancements to the adoption credit, making up to $5,000 of that credit refundable. So if you don't have enough of a tax liability to absorb the credit, up to $5,000 of it is refundable. The rest will still carry forward to absorb tax in the future. There are some changes to 529 education accounts, mostly expanding eligible expenses. So there's a whole list of additional elementary and secondary expenses that you can use 529 accounts for now, including tutoring, standardized testing, and AP test fees. They also added post-secondary credentialing expenses through eligible institutions. So good things if you have a 529 account that you haven't extinguished yet. Those credentialing expenses may be something you could use them for. Keep in mind with the elementary and secondary expenses, though, that the power of a 529 account is the tax-free growth over time. And so using them for particularly elementary expenses really could be limiting that benefit. So I know some of these are pretty vague and we're still waiting for guidance on some. Let me know if you have questions. If this was helpful, please click like, subscribe if you'd like to make sure to get notified of future videos. Comment below if you have questions, need greater detail on one of these items, or if you have questions on anything else. Feel free to drop those below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you back next week.